Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. How's that look? Okay. I had a fun experience this morning. So, on the topic of concentration and focus, and being able to stay on a topic long enough to actually get something done on it, I went for a walk this morning. Sorry, my cats are being weird. I went for a walk this morning to the gym, and it's a long walk. When I do this, I'm committing to a walk, and it takes about an hour if I just go straight, don't dilly-dally, and make it happen. And I was up super early this morning, and so I decided to walk. And I usually, if I'm doing a long walk like this, I'll do something to just kind of pass the time as I go. And that might be listening to a podcast or audiobook, or I'll bring like a resistance band and do some like stretches, taking it over my head, or I'll lift my backpack as like kind of a warm up for, the workout that I'm going to do, or I'll just do something, right? And on this particular morning, what I did, because I was thinking about my inability to focus and how much that is annoying me, and I took my notebook and I started to write about focus. I just started to brainstorm about focus, and the problems that I'm having with it, the ways that I know that I can improve it, that I've experienced, just the ways that it's impacting my life, how I focus, how it impacts my life. And what I did, I don't even know why I started doing this, but as I was doing this, I was thinking in my head, I was like, okay, I am just going to continue to have a focused brainstorm on the topic of focus until I get to the gym. And so I just like eyes on the notebook, writing, thinking, and walking the entire way to the gym. An hour. It was actually more than an hour, because it took me a little longer, because I wasn't walking as fast as I usually do, because I was writing at the same time. It was, I don't know, hour and 20 minutes or hour and 15 minutes. I know what you're thinking. You're like, Dylan, do you have a life? And the answer is yes, and sometimes that life includes walking. Okay. I got an amazing thinking session in on that walk. And I got a whole bunch of great notes. I had a bunch of great ideas. And all I had to do was just keep dragging my mind back to the page. And it especially helped to actually keep my eyes on the page. Like, have just enough attention on where I'm walking to not get run over. But besides that, my attention was on the page. I hardly looked at anything the whole walk, except for the page. And having that intense visual limitation to the page really helped me stay just on target, on task, and concentrated on what I was doing. And I mean, the walk went by so quickly. I got to the gym, I was like, is that it? Like, I'm done? I'm here? And by the way, in this case, I wasn't actually going to the gym to work out. It's the YMCA, and I go there to work. So it's like my co-working space. I work in the community room that they have there. I didn't even work out. So I got to the gym, I just kept on working. I worked on actual work, but that state of focus just continued on through the morning. I didn't really have to try after that. I was just, hey, I was active, I was concentrated, I was driving forward on what I was doing in a way that was just really cool, because, hey, I like getting shit done, and I like the feeling of my mind working, actually working. It's sort of like it's like having an engine that can actually hit at high RPM. Like, it feels good to rev the engine and to drive it. So that's what I got to do. Now, what does this mean? What do we do with this? Well, to me, it means that I have been so underutilizing the skill of focus. I've been doing it wrong. I've been allowing so much distraction into my work time that my work time ends up just kind of dissipating out into the ether, and I don't get to actually accomplish anything. So I'm going to start looking at focus and concentration and flow, you could say. I'm going to start looking at those things as, okay, this is my priority. Like, how do I get into this mode? How do I shut out the distractions? How do I keep my brain on task? And I suspect that the effort required to kind of lasso my brain and pull it back to the task is going to go down as I get better at this. On the walk, it did take some effort. I did have to continually kind of say, hey, nope, back to the paper, keep writing, and just keep the thought going, keep the thought going. But making sure that I look at this as a foundational skill, the skill that helps me get all of the other skills. Can I focus? Can I narrow the horsepower of my brain onto a single topic and just bore down into it and not stop? Just keep it going. Like, how long can you keep it going? In this case, it was a little over an hour for me. And this may seem ridiculous to you. You may be excellent. You may be a magician with focus. But for me, it was like, oh, hey, I almost forgot what that felt like to be focused and to have just a nice, solid session of no extraneous thought, no distraction, no bullshit, just processing power, applied processing power. So that was cool, and I'm gonna try things like that. So in this case, I had a timer, in the sense that when I got to my destination, that's when I was done. The timer could have been a literal timer. I could have set it for 30 minutes and filled that time. It was kind of cool to have a distance timer, though. Like, oh, when I get to this destination, then I'm done. But obviously, this could be done without the walking. I don't know how much walking helped or hindered the process. I'll have to do some more experimentation with my newfound skill. I feel so dumb being like, hey, I found out how to concentrate. But it's still significant because I've lost so much ground in that area. Just through weird, lazy modern life of relying on passive entertainment and constant distraction and just, all this stuff. Like, the modern technological culture just tends to push us in a particular direction that is not well suited to concentrated power of thought. It's just, it turns our brains into mincemeat, and I can't keep a cohesive sentence going in a particular direction. So I want to work on that. I'm going to find new ways to practice, to progressively overload my ability to work in that focused fashion, to get my brain chewing on a particular problem and work on it until I have a good solution. So see what you can do on your own. And if you have ideas, from your own personal experience or things you've read or whatever, let me know, because I want to learn more. Okay, that's it. I gotta get back to work, and I will see you next time.